And voila, now we have 2 front edges, and we're going to go on to the next step, which is creating the collar. So I hope I made it clear in that last video that you always start when you're picking up stitches for the edging on the right side, if that makes sense. So on this one we start down here on this right side, but on the other side we would start up the top on the right side, because we're always going right to left. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to pick up stitches around the collar. So this is going to include picking up the stitches from the front ribbing. That's why we wanted to really get up to the top there. So I'm just going to do that. And in the pattern it says skipping every 5th stitch, or skipping every 5th hole is more accurate. So we want to go right to the edge, and so like I said, really getting the fingers in there. So I'm going to get right to that very edge there. I hope this is clear enough for you. So right through that, kind of where you might think you would go through here, I really want you to go right into the edge and pick up that, be your first stitch to pick up. Ooh. And we want that to go on top. So the top bit is the one that connected to our yarn, and that's other one's going to be our little tail. So I get that nice and tight like that and pull it through that hole. So 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, and then we're skipping every 5th. So that would be our 5th in there. We're going to skip that, and we're going to go so it's a bit trickier along this collar because we've got a bit of shaping around here. So really we're just going to dig in and see. So see, that would be, there's a V there, that would be our first hole. So we're skipping that one and we're going into this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then if you just, the easiest way to tell is if you kind of go up from, see, here's a row of ribs of knit stitches. See the V's? That signifies a knit stitch. So if we go up to the top, in the top of the top V is where we want to find one. So we're going in there. So 1. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that. 1, 2, and this is our next one. See, so that was our row of V's and we've gone into it, so we wouldn't go into that next hole because that actually is between the V's. That's like an upside down arrow, that's like an arrow, so an upside down V. So we want to make sure we are going, this is our next row here, so we're going to the top of this one, so that is there. 1, 2, 3, and actually on this one, on this size, I would skip this next one instead of the 5th one. So as you can see, it looks a bit different, it looks a bit wider. That's where we've done some shaping around the edge. So on this particular size we are going to skip that one and we're going to go into the next V, and actually that is between the stitch, so maybe we don't, maybe we skip that anyway. 4, and then that would be our next one. 5, and this is where we're going around a corner, so you're going to go into there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, skip. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip. 1. Now we're going to put our fingers in to find the next holes. 2, 3, 4, skip. Going to go into that next one. 1, and keep going round. 2, 3, 4. Skip this next one. So if you kind of go up, we're doing that, then skip that one. Go into this next one. I'm gonna definitely skip across that because that's not actually a stitch, that's actually in between, and we're going to go across to that one, this next one, so that's in there. It is a bit tricky, and essentially the biggest thing is we're skipping a few stitches along the way just to make it fitted and tight and not loose and baggy, because there's nothing worse than a loose baggy collar. And I guess the biggest thing is, this is not about being pedantic, it's just in the end you want it to be equal on each side. So whatever you've done kind of on this side as you go around, or you could break it into 3. So here's the front bit up until the seam, which is quite hard to see, but you can feel it. If you were making it, you'd be able to feel. So 1, 4, 8, 12. So that is 12 stitches on the front panel. So I'm going to be wanting to do 12 stitches on the other front panel once I've come across that other bridge, or the other shoulder seam. I'm going to want to do 12. So it's kind of about keeping it even. So now I'm coming into the back panel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want, if I've got 12, I'm going to have 12. I want to keep this an even number too. So I've already got 3, 6. So I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 5 and go across. 1, 2, 3. And really, digging your fingers in to find what you're needing. Find the stitches. Oh, I've caught myself around the edge of my doodacky. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And if it gets tight, you do just zhuzh it along. 3, 4, and skip 5. So then 1. And just as I'm coming up to the shoulder seam, I'm going to kind of check my count. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if I'm going to go there, 14, 15, 16. So I'm going to want to skip one there. So I'm going to go, I might go in here. Oop, finding it hard to. Sometimes you really got to dig in to get the stitch. There it is. I'm going to go into that one. Just tight. But I'm going to skip that, because that's, remember, that's not a stitch. That's the inside of a stitch. That one, and then I think I needed to skip one more to get the right number. Let me check that I've got an even number now. Here's my seam. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Perfect. And then I'm going to want 12 on this side. So 1. And if you do have tails from adding new ends, you just kind of leave them on the inside. 2, 3, 4, skip 5. So that was me skipping that 5th one. 1. Now that's not 1. 2. Really get in there. I'm going to really get in here. 3. Now that is that's that. So that was stuck there. Well, it was a bit weird. Now I'm going to go here. That's another stitch there. We're getting onto the ribbing. 4, so I've got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, and remember we want to really go into that last one because we want it to be on the edge. So sometimes you've got to really squidge these things around. We really want to be on that edge, so we're going to go, see, I'm kind of pushing my finger into this hole. I really want it to be on the edge, so I'm going to find that. That's just my tail, so we ignore him. I'm going to pull that through. And so we've got our 12, 12, 16, so we're going to have an even number. And then we just do the same as we did. So we flip it over and we start rib stitching, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, all the way along. Okay, good luck, Godspeed. Any questions? Flick me a DM.